People of God, people of God. Listen. Oh, excuse me. I woke up not too long ago. I was sitting, laying here, scratched out, getting me some sleep. But when I woke up, I started reading in the book of Ezra, right? And I'm going to share this. I'll post the first 5 chapters in the community section for those that want to read it, follow along, because I'm going to skip around. But I want to share something with you. And basically, I want to give you encouragement. Like I always say, you know, the more we study and we learn the word of God, we really see what Solomon said. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. There's really nothing new under the sun. And I want to let you know something. When you're working on something or when you're doing great, sometimes you may have your adversaries or have folk who've been sitting back watching you in secret. They may try to come and join forces with you because they see what you're doing is prospering, or they see you doing good, and they may not have good intentions. You know, when they want to join forces, some people will come and get close to you because they want to take credit, you know, for your success, or they will try to make life hard for you. They try to frustrate your purpose, right? And that's what I'm going to title this video. You know, when they try to frustrate your purpose, something similar to that. It's nothing new under the sun. You just have to, like I said, move around them. When the favor of God is upon your life, you will have folk try to come and frustrate your purpose, just like they did the children of Israel here, of Judah and Benjamin, when they were rebuilding the Lord's temple at the direction of the king, right? Their adversaries wanted to come and join in. And when they rejected their help, then they did all types of things against them. And I just want to show you that, so that you that who are going through opposition, there's nothing wrong with you. When you stand up for righteousness, understand you shine the light of Christ. You know, you may see anger and folk doing all kind of things that come at you. It ain't really you. It's that light that you carry. It's that what you're doing. You know, you're prospering without people that don't even like you. You're prospering without the help of some people who feel like they above everybody else. So they got to be number one, and they put other people down. And so when they see people rising up without their help, or that never needed anything from them, they start feeling some type of way. You know, it's just darkness, or there's sometimes wickedness in a person's heart when they see you doing good, when you're a loving person. You know, you're just doing good in your own lane, focusing on your own stuff. You will have evil opposition, you know. And I remember who said that. Some folk used to say some people, when people are evil, they can't sleep at night unless they do something to mean to somebody else, you know, unless they do something wicked. Those of you who have a pure heart, you're empathetic, you know, you carry the light of Christ. You ain't trying to do nothing mean to nobody else. You're trying to live a upright, honest life, and just, you know, be on one accord with the Lord, you know, work towards your dreams and goals. But there are some people who are not the same. You know, there's some people who are under the direction of another voice. You know, there's a spirit of error and there's a spirit of truth operating in the earth. So don't think that it's something wrong with you when you're going through a lot of opposition. Nothing was wrong with these children of Israel. They were just simply following direction of the Spirit of the Lord that touched the king, and, you know, gave the king instructions, and he organized, he approved these things, he put it in writing. And so they were just following orders, you know, and they wanted to rebuild the Lord's temple. They gathered together, they were on one accord. And so you had people come against them who had nothing to do with their purpose, and just tried to throw themselves in these people's lives and help them, say, just give them, offer their help. Now, if they really had a pure heart and they were helping from their heart, when their help was rejected, they would have gone away in peace and wished them well, but they didn't do that. So let me skip around here. And like I said, I'm going to post this because I'm going to skip around. I'm going to read the first part of chapter 1. I'm going to totally skip over chapter 2 because it's talking about the lineage and names and things. But I'll post it in my community section. And those of you who want to read it, you can read it. And then I'll come down to chapter 3. And I'll stop somewhere in chapter 4. And then I'll post chapters 1 through 5. And those of you that want to finish reading, you can read. But I want to share here where they tried to frustrate the purpose of the children of Israel, their adversaries. Book of Ezra in the Sefer is where I'm reading from. And I'm going to start at chapter 1. So it says here in chapter 1, now in the first year of King Koresh, king of Persia, that the word of Yahuwah by the mouth of Yirmiyahu might be fulfilled, Yahuwah stirred up the Ruach of Koresh, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all of his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, thus says Koresh, king of Persia, Yahuwah Elohe, the Lord our God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a house at Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda. Who is there among you of all his people? He asked that question. His Elohim be with him, meaning his God be with him, those of you who are there, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Yehuda, and build the house of Yahuwah Elohe of Yasharel, which is in Jerusalem. And whosoever remains in any place where he sojourns, let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold and with goods and with beasts, beside the freewill offering for the house of Elohim that is in Jerusalem. Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Yehuda and Benjamin, and the priests and the Levium, with all them whose Ruach Elohim had raised to go to build the house of Yahuwah, which is in Jerusalem. And all they that were about them strengthened their hands with the vessels of silver, gold, goods, and with beasts, with precious things, and all that was willingly offered. They all came together. Basically, I'm gonna go ahead and skip over this here, but I'm stopping at I'm stopping here, chapter 1, verse 8. I'm gonna skip over that, but like I said, I'm gonna post this. So basically, they all came together. Every man went to his house. Every family, whatever they had, they came together, put all their things together, for the purpose of going and rebuilding the Lord's temple, right? To rebuild the Lord's house at Jerusalem. So anyway, I'm going to skip over chapter 2. It's going to tell you, now these are the children of the province that went up out of the captivity. So it has all the names and everybody that went up. And I'm going to come to chapter 3, right? So they came together at the direction of the king. The king had already put it in writing. God stirred up the king's spirit to put that in writing and gave them direction. King Koresh, right? King Koresh of Persia. So chapter 3 says, and when the 7th month was come, and the children of Yasharel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem, meaning they were all on one accord. Then stood up Yahusha, the son of Jehozadak, and his brethren, the priests, and Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and his brethren, and built the altar of the Elohim of Yasharel, to offer ascending smoke offerings thereon, as it is written in the Torah of Moshe, the man of Elohim. And they set the altar upon his basis, for fear was upon them because of the people of those countries. And they offered ascending smoke offerings thereon unto Yahuwah, even ascending smoke offerings morning and evening. They kept also the feast of Kukkoff, the feast of the tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily ascending smoke offerings by number, according to the custom, as the duty of every day required. And afterward offered the continual ascending smoke offering, both of the new moons, and all of the set feasts of Yahuwah that were consecrated, and of everyone that willingly offered a free will offering unto Yahuwah. From the first day of the 7th month began they to offer ascending smoke offerings unto Yahuwah, but the foundation of the temple of Yahuwah was not yet laid. They gave money also unto the masons and to the carpenters, and meat and drink and oil, and unto them of Sidon and to them of Sor, to bring cedar trees from Lebanon to the sea of Yaffo, according to the grant that they had of King Persia, of the king of Persia, right? Verse 8, now in the 2nd year of their coming unto the house of Elohim at Jerusalem, in the 2nd month, began Zerubbabel, the son of Shealtiel, and Yahusha, the son of Jehozadak, and the remnant of their brethren, the priests and the Levium, and all they that were come out of the captivity unto Jerusalem, and appointed the Levium from 20 years old and upward to set forward the work of the house of Yahuwah. Then stood Yeshua with his sons and his brethren, Kadmiel and his sons, the sons of Yehuda, together to set forward the workmen in the house of Elohim. So they were very organized, all on one accord. The sons of Chinadad with their sons and their brethren, the Levium. And when the builders laid the foundation of the temple of Yahuwah, they set the priests in their apparel with trumpets, and the Levium, the sons of Achab, with cymbals to praise Yahuwah after the ordinance of David, king of Yasharal. And they sang together by course in praising and giving thanks unto Yahuwah, because he is good, for his mercy endures forever toward Israel. This was a blessed thing for them. They were all excited and happy to build the Lord's house. And all the people shouted with great joy, with great shout, when they praised Yahuwah, because the foundation of the house of Yahuwah was laid. But many of the priests and Levium and chief of the fathers, who were ancient men that had seen the first house, when the foundation of this house was laid before their eyes, wept with a loud voice. Some of the older men that were there, who had saw the previous house before it got destroyed, before it was torn down, and when this foundation was laid, it touched them so much that they were sitting there weeping. But and many shouted aloud for joy, so that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping. They didn't want they shouted, but many of the older men who saw this new foundation being laid, they were weeping, but they were shouting so that the others couldn't see that they were actually weeping tears of joy about this new thing. It touched them. It meant something to them, to build the Lord's house again. So that the people could not discern the noise of the shout of joy from the noise of the weeping of the people. For the people shouted with a loud shout, and the noise was heard afar off. So as they were shouting and praising about having this foundation laid, their adversaries heard them. Now when the adversaries of Yehuda and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers, and said unto them, Let us build with you, for we seek your Elohim as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ikar Chadon, king of Asher, which brought us up hither, which brought us to this place, right? So here go their adversaries, heard their shouts of joy, and they wanted to come and build with them, telling them, we serve your God too, and we make sacrifices to him too. The adversaries. But Zerubbabel and Yeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Yashua said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build a house unto our Elohim, but we ourselves together will build unto Yahuwah Elohim of Yasharal, as King Koresh, the king of Persia, had commanded us. Right? So he's rejecting their help, because they can discern, like, these are our enemies. Why would they want to come and help us? You have nothing to do with us building a house to our God. We'll do it ourselves, And now check this out. This is how you know they discerned those men didn't have good motive. And if they did have a good motive, they wouldn't do this. So check this out. After they denied their help, right? They rejected their help because it wasn't even sincere. They probably would have gotten close to them and started trying to slow them down, or learn, or frustrate them in the midst of their work, which is what they eventually going to do anyway. Check this out. So after Zerubbabel and the chief fathers denied them, verse 4, then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Yehuda and troubled them in building. You see, if they had a pure heart, they would have never done this from the get-go. So their intentions for coming over here pretending like they were serving the same God, but they wanted to help them, wasn't pure. Their motive wasn't right. They wanted to infiltrate, blend in with them and cause them problems from within, being close to them. And so this is how they troubled them and weakened their hands. Verse 5. And hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. See? Your adversaries always want to frustrate you. And when they can't frustrate you, when you move around them, when you juke on them, the Zerubbabel, those was trying to juke on them. When you move around them, they become frustrated. They become frustrated. But they hired counselors against them, meaning they hired people to speak against them. What y'all call it when they do the smear camp? Flying monkeys. See, there's nothing new under the sun. They hired flying monkeys against them. They say counselors here, but it's the same thing. To frustrate their purpose all the days of King Koresh of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia. So here go, the Lord done spoke to the king of Persia. The king of Persia done put this thing in writing. And these people frustrated them until the king of Persia, the king who put this in writing, King Koresh, they frustrated these people all the days of King Koresh. That means until he died. So they fought against what these people was trying to do until the day the king died. And they fought by force. And as you continue to read, I'm going to stop here. As you continue to read, there's only one more chapter, but I'm going to stop here. I got to use the bathroom. But as you continue to read, you're going to see where they frustrated these people. They held them up for quite some time until two kings, to all the way to Darius began to reign. Before Darius reigned, after King Koresh died, the reign of Adversaries took over next. And in the beginning of his reign, they wrote letters of accusation against Judah and Jerusalem. They wrote letters against them, lying on them, telling them about all kind of things, how they came up against the previous kings and all of that. They had the king, that when they wrote that letter to the king after that, he was like, why would I let this be done to cause problems for me, in so many words? So he sent men down there to stop them by force. He made them stop by force. They kept going until they finally was able to get in this new king's ear and made them people stop by force. And over some time after this king reigned, when he died and Darius took over, these men, God raised up two prophets. He raised up the prophet Zechariah and Chagai, and they prophesied unto the children of Israel, and they helped them, and they began to start the work back again. And this time they had someone come and question them about what they were doing, but the wisdom of the Lord got them to put it in writing to King Darius, words to say, and they spoke in wisdom and had Darius go back and search the sefer, the writing of King Koresh, right? Who got the order from God to give them instruction to do this. And he went back and found the writing, and he supported them, and they continued on in their work. So yeah, their adversaries delayed them and lied on them, frustrated them, did everything they could do. Let me tell you something. When God got his hand on you, and when he show you something, when he reveals something to you, whether it be through a dream, whether it be through a vision, whether you hear his in your spirit, whatever God promised you, whatever God instructs you to do, whatever he show you, you hold on to that. No matter how the enemy may try to frustrate this thing. You understand? There was God showed me something in a dream, and over a year ago. He showed me something in a dream over a year or two ago. And part of that dream happened, like what he showed me, it happened. It began to happen exactly to detail how the Lord showed me in the dream. But it was taking, the whole situation take some time. And then the middle part of the dream, it happened. And so I was like, wow. You know, the middle part of the dream happened, and the latter part of the dream, God showed me how the outcome was going to be. But when the Middle part of the dream happened. The enemy wanted to frustrate me. You know, he wanted to make me doubt. And it happened in real life. The entire dream has happened all the way up to the middle portion. And the latter portion is what I believe what God has already shown me. That too shall come to pass. Whatever God shows you, whatever God instructs you to do, be obedient. We have adversaries, you know. We have adversaries. Some who have taken up, who follow their father, the devil, and some who follow our Father, Elohim, Jah, Yah, Allah, Jehovah, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Our God. That's who we stand on. The big G God. There are opposers to him, to his kingdom, right? And so there is truly nothing new under the sun. But at the end of the day, they cause these people to be delayed by their lies, by their flying monkeys. They weren't even bothering them. They came with ill motive, presenting themselves kind as if they were serving God, as if they had sacrificed to their God, and they're serving the same God. They wanted to infiltrate them, but they rejected it. And when they rejected it, that's when the true colors began to show. They didn't want to join forces with them. They saw them for who they were. And see, that's when the true colors begin to show. Because if you were really serving our Elohim, if you were really making sacrifices to our Elohim, you would have never done what you're doing. You would have never wrote these lies against us. You would have never keep hiring, paying people to speak against us, recruiting people so they hire counselors against them. See what I'm saying? So it's nothing new under the sun. And you that have experienced these things and are experiencing these things, I gotta go to the bathroom. Know that you carry the light. Let it be your confirmation. You know, you're suffering violence. These men suffer violence till they got that second king to send his men down there to stop them by force. That means they had to there was a battle. They had to stop these people from doing what they were doing by force. That's what the adversaries caused. And now that delay is over. God has removed the delay from your life. God is catapulting his people where they should be. Continue to stand firm. Continue to press. God is removing those who built themselves up, high kingdoms in the earth themselves. He's replacing. There's shifts taking place in the spiritual realm. It's already happening. And there's some people who know it. They know it. They see God. They know God is raising you up. They know God is raising you up to take their place. Some of them. They know God's hand is on you. Look at what Saul, how he kept trying to secretly come against David. Then he'll calm down for a while. A double-minded. Saul was a double-minded man. He'll calm down for a while and be kind to him. He needed David to play that harp for him. David was soothing his spirit, you know. Then he'll come up, try to kill David again. They eye you. They eye you. They sit back and watch you and try to frustrate your purpose. But really, they're working against God. The same God that these men said they were serving, they were sacrificing to, they were working against them. Yeah. But God's purpose still got fulfilled. So continue to read. I'm going to post all 5 chapters 1 through 5, and you read it and be encouraged. There's nothing new under the sun. They may try to come against you. They may have delayed you. They may try to frustrate your purpose, but you keep praying. And when you identify it, you talk to God about it. Oh, Lord, you see that. Thank you for opening my eyes. Sometimes God opens our eyes to our adversaries, and they don't even know we can see them. We can read them like a book. You know, you don't got to tell them everything. They just go on doing their little subliminal things or whatever they try to do. They don't even know God has totally caused the people to see them for who they are. And nobody don't want to join forces with them. You see? So when you reject them, their true colors is coming out. But it ain't going to stop nothing. God's purpose and plan for your life shall continue. It shall be as the Lord says it shall be. All right? Have a blessed day. I love you.